welcome to the Third and Long podcast. And football is back in about 7 hours. As always, I am with the OAP of the group and my trusty co-host, Ollie. And as you can see, we have some new faces here today, and I will let them introduce themselves.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Shane Harris. I'm, as you can see, massively South Welsh. I've been a Baltimore Ravens fan since the year 2000, and I think, barring any injuries, we're going to win it all this year.
All right, and guys,
not gonna say a
chills, genuine chills, as we were listening as the intro came in. My name's Phil Perrins, All-Star Hall of Fame defensive end for the Worcester Royals, and massive hardcore 49ers fan since the glory days of Steve Young, who is to this day the greatest quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Thanks for having
I'm
us.
so happy we've got another Niners fan on the show.
I'm actually quite happy. I'm actually quite happy. We've got another baller, another Worcester Knights baller on the team as well.
And again, on the dark side of the ball.
Hey, gotta love the dark side of the ball. That's where the fun is had.
Defense wins championships, gents.
Oh,
yes.
It does. Yeah, so as Ollie's alluded to, we have two new hosts in Shane and Phil. They are a permanent fixture. Interviewed several people, and these two are just, for us, our personal favourites, and hopefully you'll agree with us that these two lads are absolutely brilliant. We are going to start with, I believe, a Mr. Emmanuel Sanders.
Yes.
Who's hung up his cleat after 12 years.
Member of a play that still gives me nightmares. And I'm sure Phil agrees.
Explain.
2019 Super Bowl, Emmanuel Sanders absolutely burns the chief safety that wasn't Matthew, the other one. Is in acres of space. About 10 minutes to go in the Super Bowl, and Garoppolo overthrows him. That would have been the touchdown that iced the game. And of course, everybody knows what happened to that game after that.
Yeah. He was only with us. He was only with us in the Bay for a year in the 2019 season, but his experience brought so much, especially to that young receiver core that we had at the time. And I think him being around that locker room, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it was absolutely brilliant. And that game alone just made me realise, even then, that Jimmy Garoppolo was not going to be our future quarterback. His time in the Bay was limited, and here we are, 3 years later, with him still.
Without focusing on his year with the Niners too much, because he did have some amazing years with the Broncos. I know it was cap related, but I did think releasing him was the wrong decision when the Niners did.
I mean, he was superb in that Super Bowl 50. He did some great runs. Yeah, Super Bowl winner, great player. He's an All-Pro as well in 2014, 2016. 9,245 yards with 52 touchdowns in 12 seasons is quite good.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
Especially for looking at his stats now. I mean, he was a third-round pick. He was the 82nd overall. Would we agree when his time's up, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I'd say Hall of Famer. We all know Ollie's Hall of Fame bar is quite low, a la Andy Dalton.
Hey, I've scrapped that one. That's gone. Okay.
But yes, I definitely say Emmanuel Sanders will find his way into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He should do. He's one of those players that deserves to be in there as I'm trying to plug my laptop into charge.
Just like Dalton, Ollie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Dalton's still playing, isn't he? He's still balling out.
That's the thing, see, with people like that. Not a lot of people last in this league. And to do 12 seasons, regardless with how many teams he played for, is a massive achievement.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, they say the average player in the NFL is 4 years.
Yeah.
And he's done 3 careers.
Yep.
3 careers. So you can actually see my fingers.
3 careers,
I'm not flipping anyone.
And I mean, not many.
He's done some really good teams. Looking at he played with Big Ben in the Steelers. He played for Peyton in the Broncos. He played under Jimmy Garoppolo. He played with Drew was it Drew Brees' last season?
Yep, Breeze at the Saints, yeah.
And then he was with the Bills last year. I mean, he's played with some top tier players throughout his
There-
entire
there-
career.
There's sort of one quarterback that sticks out a bit there, isn't there?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, and Jimmy Garoppolo.
It says something though that great quarterbacks attract great players.
Yes.
They want to go and play with these great players. I remember it was the last regular season game in New Orleans that he played. He needed a couple more receptions and a few more yards to get his bonus. So Drew, instead of being a run play, Drew threw the ball to him.
Yeah,
just so he can get his. That's a mark of respect that this lad deserved, and he is a Super Bowl winning champion. He is a Hall of Famer. 12 years, 52 touchdowns, superb. It's amazing stats. You can't argue with that whatsoever.
No. Wish him all the best in his retirement.
Yes,
oh yes.
I'm sure we'll see him on his screen soon, whether it's as a pundit or a coach.
Yeah, he's going to be back in the NFL. I mean, a lot of players seem to take the year off and then go on to it again, don't they? And then go from there. Okay, it is week 1 on Thursday night, or in about 7 hours, in fact. And we are yet to do our predictions. So, as the head of the title of the show, it's predictions week for us. Or predictions night, I should say. We are going to go through divisional winners and the wild cards.
Just like to say, in two-thirds of wrong style, it's predictions spelled wrong.
I'm dyslexic. You could have changed it. I even said, do you want to check my spelling? So, yeah, as I said, we have got divisional winners, wild cards, championship games, overall Super Bowl winners, Super Bowl MVP, season MVP, offensive and defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, rookie defensive and offensive player of the year, coach and comeback. Which order would you gentlemen like to go first?
I'm happy to go first with all of mine.
So, or shall we go? Do you want to go?
Should we go for them all at a time? Should we just go for like our predictions and then we'll go through who we think will be the MVP?
Okay.
Yeah, let's go that one. Shall we go divisional winners first?
Yeah.
Okay.
And shall we let the new gentleman go first? Shane, would you like to go first?
Yes, please, if I could. The AFC North, I was obviously going to go with that first. I believe the Steelers and the Browns have a questionable quarterback.
Sorry, that's an understatement.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the less said about the Browns, the better. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be out of ourselves and the Bengals. But as I said at the top of the show, and I'll say it again, if we are fit, we will beat anybody. I think if we stay fit, we will win our division. If not, it's the Bengals to take all the way.
Okay.
I want to ask you a question. Obviously, you're being a Ravens fan. The rumours is that Lamar wants his contract sorted by tomorrow. Is that going to distract you too much? Is that going to distract Lamar this season?
I want his contract sorted tomorrow. I want his contract sorted yesterday. So do everybody else. I think with him, I think he represents himself. He doesn't have an agent. I think if that's correct.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So I think to him, it's not about the money. I think the Ravens want to tie him down. To him, he's always said, I just want to win a ring. That's what he's always said. In answer to your question, I don't think it will. I think it's going to be more of a distraction for the back office until he's tied down. But hopefully, we'll see you against the Jets on Sunday.
Hey.
My question is, what happens if he doesn't get it done by tomorrow? Does it go to next year? Does it?
Well, he has given the Ravens a cutoff point. So he is sort of in charge of, he can say, right, it's still not sorted. Let's push it back. Let's push it back. Let's push it back. It doesn't bear thinking about if he does go on the open market. It doesn't bear thinking about. Hopefully, it'll get done sooner rather than later. I think this is his 5th year, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. He's in his 5th-year contract, yeah. So you've gone for the North. What about the South?
Right. Okay. So
In the AFC.
in the AFC. Right. Okay. I think you can't. I think the Colts will take it. As far as the Titans go, I don't think there's anything in Ryan Tannehill. I think when you neutralize Derrick Henry, I don't think they've got a lot about him. And the fact then you've got the Texans and the Jags. The Jags are basically putting all their chips into Christian Kirk, and I don't think it's literal all chips. I don't think it's going to pay off. And the Texans are going to be one of those teams that are going to tank for an early draft pick next year, I think, as well.
That's cool. I mean, I've gone through this so many times. I've gone, okay, it could be these, could be them. I was like, let's go for the East. And I think we've got a unanimous decision on this one.
Yeah.
Should we just all say at the same time?
Well,
are we all going
Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Dolphins.
Really?
Wow.
No.
Okay.
No.
I actually scribbled out then.
Looking at like the AFC East this year, I mean, New England is a massive dumpster. It's a massive dumpster fire. Like they can put like as much tape over it as they want. I'm sorry, but
Don't mince your words, Phil. Tell it as it is. Don't mince your words.
Why did we hire him?
Honestly, we're
like this new guy, Ollie.
witnessing.
That's better.
Genuinely, what it looks like, what it must have felt for our parents and our grandparents when they looked at the Cowboys and when they looked at the Steelers before them. This is the death of the New England Patriots. Okay, I'm not making myself sound like I'm Skip Bayless or anything right here. But this season, this is the death of Bill Belichick's legacy at the New England Patriots. And you look at like Miami. Miami's in its 40th year of being a rebuilding team. I mean, I don't think they've been relevant since Dan Marino got his arse handed to him by Montana. The Jets are the Jets. I mean, the Jets are the Jets. I don't have to say anything else.
They're going to jet.
And then Josh Allen he's just good. And everybody around him is good. And there's no controversy around the Bills that we really want to outwardly speak about at this moment in time. But
I didn't know Colin Cowherd was a new host of the podcast.
Sorry, I do like Colin, but it's sorry. So that's just me talking about like the AFC. I just think it's just such a one-team division that the rest of them are kind of like fighting over who doesn't finish last in the league.
Now this one's going to be the tricky one. I think three of us got the same. What are you going for the West, Shane?
Oh, the West is the group of death for me.
It is, isn't it?
So many good teams, so many good players, so many game changers. Obviously, you can't look past Mahomes, but the fact that he's got a patchwork quilt of wide receivers at the moment, that's not going to do him any good. I think it'll be between the Raiders and the Chargers. I think Russ coming to Denver will be, a really, really good option to have there. Broncos country, let's ride and all that sort of thing. But I don't think they're good enough. It's just going to be between the Raiders and the Chargers. And I think the Raiders will nick.
Nice. That is so... I like that, actually. That's actually... It's nice. I can see Patriots 2.0 in Las Vegas. To be fair, with all their issues that they had in Las Vegas last year with Gruden, idiot players trying to get themselves arrested and doing stupid things, they still managed to scrape themselves into the playoffs. Now, what are they going to be able to do when they don't have all those off-field distractions? It's going to be interesting. Really, really interesting there. Shall we roll over to the NFC? And let's go north.
Okay, right then. If I had to have a second team, I never will. But if I had to have a second team, it would be the Vikings because I am a real big admirer of Justin Jefferson. I think he is incredible, and the fact that he hasn't been in the league that long, he is brilliant. And Adam Thielen, I also as well. Dalvin Cook. The worst part of their offense is Kirk Cousins, but we can't have, they can't have everything. So I think personally, and they might even win the North this year. I think Aaron Rodgers has no one to throw to. But I think that he's got a solid running back core. But other than that, there's no one to throw to.
Yeah.
Lions are on the way up, but they're not quite there yet. And honestly, Dan Campbell, what a guy. What a guy. Got a soft spot for him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Dan Campbell.
Bears are just...
The Bears will learn what they are when they play the Niners on Sunday.
I think the Bears will finish bottom in that division.
Bottom, did you say?
Yeah.
I reckon the Bears will finish bottom in that division.
I thought you said top for a second then.
How no? So we've gone North. What about South? This is an interesting division.
Yeah, I can see that. You've got obviously Baker and the center in Carolina. What difference is he going to make? And the Falcons, first season in a while without Matt Ryan. Then you've got obviously the Saints with famous Jameis, he's like a bakery, he's a turnover factory. Do you know what I mean?
A couple of weeks ago, I called Nick Mullins an interception machine, and now we've got Jameis Winston as the turnover factory.
Oh, brilliant! See, the thing is, go
on.
Atlanta have got 2 stars in Drake London and Pitts. Are they going to throw the ball to them?
Atlanta have the worst roster in the NFL.
Yeah, completely and utterly agree.
Yeah.
So who are you going for?
That's the thing.
Yep. Who are you going for in the South?
The Bucks I got to go for. I think you can't look past Brady still at like 48 or wherever he is. You can't look past him. And it's a 3-way tie then for whatever's left.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go East.
Okay, right. Okay. Let's have
or the
look.
least. Should we go least that we did last season? Called it like a couple of seasons ago.
I got the Eagles to win this. I really have. I think that Devontae Smith is his second season in the league. I think he's coming into his own. Jalen Hurts is very, very good, very young, very dependable quarterback as well. With the Giants, I don't think they're going to do anything until they get rid of Danny Dimes.
Don't forget about AJ Brown in Philadelphia.
Yeah, of course.
And they're building a solid defense.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are like, as much as I hate to say this, the Cowboys are like Manchester United, living on their name and only good in the 90s.
Said by a Man United fan, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I know. And Washington, I think they need to sort their off the field problems out as well with the likes of Snyder and their stadium falling apart before anything else. You know what I mean?
They've got some really good players in Washington on both sides of the ball. Chase Young, me and Ollie have had plenty of arguments about Chase Young in the past.
I'm just going to stay quiet.
In the past, Chase Young, they've got another really good explosive on the other side of the ball for him. They've got some really good running back core there. They've got some really good young wide receivers in there. But they've got Carson Wentz.
Oh, see, Carson Wentz I think he's the most underappreciated NFL starting quarterback out of the 32 teams. I genuinely, is he top tier? No, but he's not as bad as people, like there were much worse starting quarterbacks this season than Carson Wentz.
I do
Winston.
agree. I do agree with that. I think when we get to me, I'm going to say some stuff about Winston. But
I had Wentz.
I don't have my book on me, but I had Wentz very low. I'm very low on Wentz.
I had him at 21.
He's not in my top 25 quarterbacks. I don't think he's any good.
But is he any worse than someone like a Winston or?
Yes,
I mean, I
he's
quite like
he's
Baker
worse.
Mayfield, but he's better than Mills. He's
Is he better than Mills? Mills looked good last season.
Actually, no,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say Mills. I meant to say Jones. I think I'd pick him. I think I'd still have him over Matt Ryan.
That's a big shout.
Because the ghost of 28-3 still lurks over his entire career.
Yeah, I agree with that one. He hasn't been the same since that, has he?
No, and Wentz had an MVP season until his injury. So it's not like he was. Then he got shafted out of Philadelphia anyway. So it's.
I feel like we're undervaluing Winston here because Winston was looking very good last season before the injury,
and he wasn't that bad. Don't forget, Winston was a top 3 pick. He was apart from that 30-30 season, his last season in Tampa Bay. He was not a bad quarterback. And like Ollie said, the first half a dozen games before he got injured against the New Orleans Saints, you could tell he sat behind Drew Brees for you. You could tell he's had the Sean Payton effect, and he did look a better quarterback.
I think the Saints will challenge the Bucs for the East this year.
Okay.
Or is it the South? The South. Shane, I think that just leaves the West for you to do.
It does indeed.
Does, yeah, it does. Okay. I will watch my words here.
Yeah, there's two. Like, I'm trying to that way. No, it's still not going right that way.
I got it. Let's start with the negatives first. I think without Russell Wilson, nothing. For lack of a better term. Do you know Smith? Really? I know. And the Cardinals, Kyler, the
contract stealer.
Oh, he'll love his money, mind, doesn't he? But
I mean, we all know Kyler Murray's too busy gaming to bother about football.
Yeah. He's definitely playing on his reputation.
He still can't go on certain rides at Disneyland because he doesn't quite hit the height requirement as well. So he's still a bit salty.
So there's no point in winning the Super Bowl because he can't go to Disneyland.
No, he can't reach for the trophy to begin with. So it's Roger's literally going to have to kneel down and give it to him.
We know about the Rams. The Rams, some defense, awesome offense, fantastic team. I can see them winning the West and going very deep into the playoffs as well. And then there's our other team in here as well. I think Jimmy G should start.
I'm just going to show this.
Straight on the rod, should we? I think, again, 49ers, great defense, great offense. They're going to go very far in the playoffs as well. It's going to be a 2-horse race between the Rams and the 49ers, I think.
Cool.
Can I go next? Because I want to talk about Winston.
Go on then.
I'll just run through mine because Phil and Shane have said what I want to say. So, AFC
North,
I have the Bengals. South, I have the Colts. East, I have the Bills. And West, I can't see past Mahomes, and I have the Chiefs.
Okay.
NFC, I'm going to leave the South till last because that's the one I want to talk about. North, I have the Packers. I can't see past Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he'll just find a way. East, I also have the Eagles. West, I have the Rams. But I think that's going to be very close behind the Niners. And I want to talk about the East. The South. I do have the Bucs to win, but I think the Saints are going to go very far this year. And I think Winston is going to prove Shane wrong and going to prove Phil wrong. And Ollie sort of defended him with me. But I think that Winston is going to have a good season and carry the Saints. I have them currently. I know we've not got there yet, but I have them sneaking in the playoffs as number 7.
Come on in. The floor is yours. Prove us wrong.
Go on then, Phil. Over to you, mate.
All right then. So I'm not going to spend.
You can see you sat there patiently waiting.
So all right, then. AFC East. I've mentioned before it's a one-team division. The Buffalo. I think when we come on to it as well about our MVP, I think Josh Allen's going to have a massive season. I think he's going to be a huge standout because he's got the team around him, he's got the weapons around him, he's got the coaching around him, and I don't see the Jets, the Patriots, the Dolphins really putting up much of a fight against them. And I'm not trying to be like controversial. I'm not trying to be like the Robbie Savage of this pod. I'm just constantly. That's literally how I feel about that. The AFC North. Shane, I'm really sorry about this, but I don't think Lamar is all that. I think at the end of last season, I thought that defenses had clocked on how to play against Lamar. His arm mechanics aren't that amazing, and if you take the run game out, he has. If you see him on the pitch when he can't make a run, if he's being pressured by the edge rushers, he panics and he kind of like goes backwards and forwards in the pocket, and he doesn't always hit his first or second or third targets. He kind of is a little bit all over the place. So I think until he can get rid of that, he's going to really be the reason for why the Ravens don't really push on to that Super Bowl appearance, because I really like Lamar, but I don't think Lamar's the quarterback that's going to win you the Super Bowl. Okay, because I just think he's been clocked. But
I know again.
I
agree with that. Yeah, I've seen it myself. I totally understand where you're coming from.
Pittsburgh are in another in a rebuild. Cleveland, I just think they just can't help themselves. They're just a massive joke. It will be tough, but I think the Bengals will just. I think the Bengals will take it.
Okay.
But I don't think the Bengals are standout either. I don't see anything that jumps out at me. The South, I can't see anything past the Colts. I think the Colts are going to have a big year. I think Matt Ryan's going to really, really take them as far as he can. I don't rate Tannehill, and I think Tennessee are really starting to think that they have got the most out of him. I don't think he's going to take them to that next step because they were the number one seed last year.
I feel like the AFC South of this year is the NFC East of last year.
I can see that. Yeah.
I like Mills. I think Mills is a really, really good quarterback. I mean, the dumpster fire that was Texan last year, he was really good. Like nobody was expecting anything from him. Even me, I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And he really. I mean, he still plays for the Texans at the end of the day, but I think he'll be a standout for them for as long as he's in Houston. And the Jags, I want to like the Jags, but I just think the Khans just don't know how to run sports franchises. I just.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going with that.
What's his? Is what's his name still the GM at Jacksonville? He used to be in San Fran.
Bacale or Barcal. BAAK. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Bulky.
Bulky. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still there.
He's a toxic figure as well, because I just remember from his time, he's the reason why Harbaugh ultimately upped and left, because he was just the middleman between management. So I just think the Colts will be the ones to take that. In the West, so, because I'm a San Francisco fan as well, I have an undying hatred towards Russell Wilson because he's caused me some of the most upsetting moments in the last 10 years. However,
I bet you laughed when Mahomes picked the ball off on the line.
Yeah, but I don't think Russell is the same Russell from even 5 years ago.
I agree.
No, he's been a bit battered, hasn't he?
I mean, Lamar is a little bit more athletic, but I think defenses have also clocked on how to take on Wilson. I think once you take away that play action, that made him really. I mean, you look at the Seattle Seahawks last year. Once defenses knew how to stop his passing game, they were rubbish. They were utterly rubbish, and I don't see how he's going to change his style in Denver. So I think Mahomes is kind of peaked. I think he's on a trajectory down. So I'm looking at either the Raiders or the Chargers. And like every 49er fan, I have a very big fondness for the silver and black. So I'm going to go with my boy David Carr, who was also a 49er fan growing up. I think he'll have a big season. I think he has to have a big season.
Yeah.
Derek Carr. David Carr's his
Sorry,
brother.
David Carr used to play for he used to play for Southampton anyway. Yeah, Derek Carr. They both look the same. They both look the same anyway.
They do. Yeah, it is a bit freaky.
And the Chargers are good, but I mean, they kind of fell at the final hurdle last year getting into the playoffs. So are they going to learn from that? I mean, you've got Joey Bosa, but yeah.
You got Bosa, you got Mac, you've got JC, you've got a much better defense there. They didn't add that many weapons on the offense. Defense was the one that kind of cost them last year, and the fact that their O-line sometimes imploded because, they couldn't control it. There was a couple of key injuries in that O-line last year, and it kind of derailed them a little bit in a couple of games where they got absolutely trounced. And Herbert couldn't look after Herbert.
Unlike some of the other divisions, especially this season, I mean, everybody in the AFC West has gotten, on paper, better than they were last year. So it's not like one team's gotten weaker through like free agency or retirement or trading. That division has just gotten better. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Vegas. I'm gonna go with Vegas just because I think that they've just overcome what happened last year. The NFC East, I think the Eagles, but I don't think Jalen Hurts will finish the season as the starting quarterback.
Who's their number two there?
Minshew.
Of course
I
it
think
is.
Minshew will come in. There's so much question marks around Jalen Hurts. I mean, I think he's a really, really solid quarterback. But you could see a couple of times last year with like injuries and some of his play calling. I don't think he'll finish the season as the starting quarterback. I think Minshew will take over, and Minshew Mania will run wild again in Philadelphia. The North, I hate Aaron Rodgers. I think he's such a weird hippie, and he's only got weirder and hippie-ish as he's hit nearly his 40s.
Campo.
And I think Minnesota are just a really good team. I think the changing of head coach, I think it will give a little bit more of what Kirk Cousins can do. Because I do have a soft spot.
Ex-Patriots quarterback.
Yes, yeah. But I think it's going to be a big year for Cousins. I think he's going to have a really good year. I think Justin Jefferson's going to be the offensive player of the year. And yeah, I think Minnesota will take it. The South, another dumpster fire, but I think Tampa will just take it because Tom Brady will drag its dead corpse across the line. And then the West, I mean, Seattle, I'll be surprised. If Seattle get more than 3 wins this year, I'll be surprised. I hate the Rams. I hate everything that this iteration stands for, just buying players in and just riding out the salary cap. I think it's so anti why I love the NFL, it hurts. And I just don't like that model. I just don't like buying short-term success. And I just think the 49ers are the strongest team in the NFL.
Fair enough. I missed Vikings. Who did you go for South? And so you went Bucks and Niners, didn't you?
Yeah. I went, and then I said the Eagles for the East.
Yeah.
Ollie, it's just down to you then.
Yeah. So you guys have pretty much said everything I've kind of gonna say. I mean, AFC North, Browns are gonna have imploded since, they got to the divisional game against Chiefs like a couple of years ago. They've just not been that team. Whether it's Baker's injuries and off-field activities, it's just not been the same. Pittsburgh could be the dark horse in this division.
Trubisky is risky though.
Yeah. Trubisky has had less interceptions per touchdown percentage than some of the top quarterbacks. Saw the stat the other day.
Because he's not scored enough touchdowns.
But he is there. Ravens, as Shane said several times, can they stay fit? Are they there? Are they there? Are they enough to challenge the Bengals, or even the wildcard positions? I'm not quite sure. I think it is the Bengals division for the next 4 or 5 years. So I've gone for the Bengals in the North. In the South, I can't see past JT and Matt Ryan in that division. I really can't. I know if they had a even if it was like a Matt Ryan or someone who's got that able to look after the ball, I think they would have made the playoffs last year. They are a good team. JT is, in my opinion, the offensive player of the year. He's going to be superb. So I've gone for Indianapolis in the South. We've lost Shane.
I'm sure Shane will be back.
In the East, same as everyone else, can't look past Buffalo. They've improved themselves over the offseason. You know, they've added Von Miller. That's just going to take so much pressure. The West, I'm not saying this because my son's a Chiefs fan. I can't look past Mahomes either. You can't dethrone the king at the moment. I just think he's too good. It is going to be very, very close, and it is going to be down to who takes the most wins off each other in that division, I think. AFC North. AFC North. Welcome back, Shane. It is Lions. Bears are going to finish bottom of that division. I've already said. Lions are getting there. They looked. I mean, obviously, we've had the privilege of watching Hard Knocks. They are getting better and better and better. Green Bay. I don't know. There's just something about that Green Bay. Their defense is brilliant. Their offense, I'm not sure about. I think they lost. Devontae Adams is a massive loss for them. Massive, massive loss. Minnesota Vikings have probably got the best offense in the league, in my personal opinion. With as long as you can keep Dalvin Cook fit, Jefferson fit, Thielen fit. They've added. Who's the third wideout they've added now? A couple of weeks ago. Jalen Reagor. Fit. And then you've got the tight end, you know, keep those fit. You've got a very explosive, powerful fight to aim at. Yeah. And they are a good defense. So I've gone for Vikings to win the North. Vikings will take the North.
Oh, I'm on my own with Green Bay, am I?
You are on your own, yes.
I mean, just agreeing with you very quickly, Ollie. I mean, we're just casting our mind back to the divisional round last year when the 49ers took on Green Bay. I mean, their defense then was really, really solid. Like, they were really good. I mean, but then, and then Aaron Rodgers with his offense couldn't do anything. So their defense has remained the same, but their offense has gotten weaker, and that's why I thought. Yeah. I mean, this isn't, you know. We could see the decline of, you know, over the next couple of years of Aaron Rodgers in the league.
I can. I mean, it's really strange that they didn't take a wideout in either their first round picks last year or this year.
I think Watson is a great wide receiver, and I think they got him for a steal in the second round.
Yeah, I agree with them, but there is wide receivers that they could have taken that they didn't take, which is strange to me.
I think to make it to put it with you, Ollie, I think Christian Watson is similar to a certain Spencer James.
Yes, I could see that. And
for those of you that haven't watched All American, that was a reference to that show.
Yeah, I finished it last night. No, sometime yesterday. Yesterday afternoon. South. Falcons have two good players and no quarterback yet. Marcus Mariota, who looks like he's going to start, hasn't played in the league as a starter for, 3-4 years now?
Yeah, hasn't been a starter for some time now.
No. Well, Carolina.
Mariota was at Tennessee, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so he hasn't.
And he went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, so then he hasn't started then since
2017.
Came in. Yeah.
Probably. So that's a long time. Carolina. McCarthy will get broken after week 4, and that's their offense done. Baker is an upgrade, a big upgrade on Sam Darnold, but I don't think he's a big enough upgrade to drag them past New Orleans and Tampa Bay. I don't know. There's something about Tampa Bay that's just not sitting right with me at the moment. I don't know. Tom Brady looked incredibly old in his press conference when he came back. He looked like he'd aged about 30 years. I could see this being a
He looks like a
season
human.
like Brett Favre had in his last season for
Minnesota.
That was it.
Yeah.
Where the cliff, it was just one season too far. Drew Brees, his season was one season too far. His season was one season too far. I can just see that.
Yeah, Ben last year. Ben was just tragically.
It was painful at times.
Horrible.
I do like what New Orleans are doing there at the moment. I shouldn't do, but I do. James Winston is a solid to good quarterback.
Thank you. Somebody else that agrees with me.
I had him in my top half quarterbacks in the league. He is a very, very good quarterback, and I've got Saints winning that division. East, I'm going to go with everyone else and go with the Eagles. Washington, I've got too much rubbish going on. New York Giants, I've seemed to be in a rebuild since they won the Super Bowl in 2009.
Did they win it again in 2011?
I think it
was
was
7-9?
Was it 7-11? Might be 7-11.
Sorry?
Since they last won the
Giants.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they've been in a rebuild.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes, I think he'll look better this season under a better quarterback. Hey, long time no speak, John. John is back. Our long-time Raiders fan is back.
And he's thanked Phil for the support.
Yes. Yeah, I just can't see past the Eagles at the moment. I agree. I don't think Jalen
Bengals
Hurts
again.
Don't think. I don't think Hurts will be finishing as a quarterback. I guess same as you guys. West. Seahawks are battling for Browns with number 1 pick. I think it's going to be draft day all over again. I don't trust Kyler Murray. The stories are coming out of this camp that he doesn't do his research. He doesn't do this. It's going to backfire on him as well. And I think that lure of baseball is still there.
Are you suggesting that he might turn out as centre fielder for the A's this year, Ollie?
I don't think it'll be this year, but I don't think it'll be many more years. You guys, if it's Jimmy, I think you've got a bit more of a chance to push the Rams. If it's Trey Lance, I'm not quite sure yet. He looks in times, yes, this could be good. He could be the next Lamar, but with a slightly better arm. But at times he looked like Zach Wilson, doing headlights.
There's so much, and I don't want to turn this into like a 49er thing, and I'm going to let you finish. The whole Jimmy G and Trey Lance situation, it's like a poor man's version of Steve Young and Montana, except that Jimmy hasn't won anything in the Bay. And there's just so much question mark over Trey because, I mean, he only played one proper season in college before he got drafted, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
and that was a COVID season as well.
Yeah.
It was
going to be
season
like
before
a massive hit, always going to be a dumpster fire. But I still think Jimmy won't take us any further than he has. But
I
go on,
agree.
sorry, Ollie.
No, that's the thing. I think Jimmy knows how to get to a team to the playoff. He knows how to get to a championship. Because he's done it several times. He's done it, as a backup in New England, so he knows from the Brady, he knows from Belichick, he knows how to do it. Having him around to you is brilliant. I think it's probably one of the best bits of business that you guys could have done this offseason. Having that wise old head around a young quarterback who hasn't played many games. But I am going for the Rams. They've only really lost Von Miller, but they replaced him with Bobby Wagner. They've only lost Odell Beckham, but he only played for half the season last year.
And they've replaced him with Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
But what about
not
Stafford's
really as
elbow?
good. I think the press are making more of it than it actually is.
I just like to say something about Stafford elbow. They've said we don't need to worry about Stafford's elbow. It's not an issue. That makes me think it could be an issue.
Yeah,
possibly. Wildcards, gentlemen. I've noticed that we're babbling along a bit. Let's go through these wild cards. Shane, your AFC ones first, please, sir.
AFC. Okay, right. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to lie, but I'll go and see if I can figure it out right now. AFC. And possibly ourselves. Possibly, because everyone seems to be so happy on the Bengals winning the division.
You've already gone for the Ravens in the winning division, so that means I guess you're going the Bengals.
Bengals are fine. And the Dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Who was the other ones? I didn't quite catch the other ones.
Yep, 2 seconds up. So Bengals, Dolphins, 2 seconds. Let's have a little look. Titans and
So it's only 3 wild cards.
It's only 3 now.
So you don't have
What about
you don't have the Chiefs making the playoffs.
as we said, it was either Titans or the Chiefs. So I kind of, like I said, it'd be interesting to see this year with Mahomes randomly selected wide receivers from about 4 or 5 different teams and see how he manages with them. You can't count him out. But like I said, I think the Tennessee team is a bit more settled.
I get that. What about your NFC?
Okay. Packers.
Yep.
That's one. Saints. And either Rams or the 49ers, depending. Obviously, I want to go 49ers.
Nice. Who wants to go first, Phil or Ollie?
Shall I go next as I did in
Go on,
the...
Ollie.
Yeah,
I'm not
go
going
on
to spend too much time on mine. I won't have a rant.
Yeah. So so I've got for the AFC, I've got the Chargers at 5.
Yeah.
I disagree with Phil and have the Patriots at 6.
Okay.
And I have the Ravens at 7. And for the NFC, I have the Niners at 5. I have the Vikings at 6, and I have the Saints at 7.
Nice. I'll take 6. As long as, hang on, who will be number 1? As long as it's not, we don't end up going to Buffalo or Kansas or Cincinnati. I don't mind.
I have you going to Cincinnati.
I could do that. I could take that, to be fair. So John said that last year Mahomes was a great player and he looked better because of Hill's running.
John, what do you think of Raiders' chance this year with Devontae?
That'd be a good one. Phil, who is your wild cards?
All right, so I think the Chargers will get in. I think the Dolphins will get in, and like every year you get that one team, and you go, "How the fuck did they get into the
Steelers?"
Jags. I'm gonna go Jags. I'm gonna go Jags.
Ooh, okay.
I like that.
Do you remember a couple of years ago when the Jags got to the AFC Championship game with Blake Bortles, and everyone was like, Blake Bortles could win a Super Bowl.
Stephen Gilmore's saving in pass deflection.
Yeah.
Match
so
saves.
I think the Jags will surprise. They'll be one and done, but they'll surprise.
My Jags mates never let me forget about Miles Jack.
Yeah.
Miles Jack's good.
Yeah. And your NFC teams, my friend.
My NFC, I'm going to go with the hippie Green Bay Packers. I think the Dallas Cowboys, because you can never flush them away. And then I think the Rams will somehow buy another player to get them to the wild card round.
Dave said good evening.
Was that
to
Rams?
us.
Yes. I think
Evening,
Rams.
David.
Yeah.
And,
evening, David.
John's answered my question, saying I think everyone's got a 1 in 4 chance of winning their division.
Oh, John, that is such an on-the-fence answer, mate. Come on, pick a side.
So, I'm going to have, in the NFC, I'm going to have Green Bay at 5, Tampa at 7, you guys at 6, Niners at 6.
Okay.
I don't know. The NFC's harder to pick because there's 4 there and then it's the next. AFC is like, let's chuck everyone's hat and pull someone out. That'll do today.
Just to say, Dave says how nice it is to see the new faces. Welcome and congrats.
Cheers, Dave. Thank
Shane,
you very
David.
much.
Thank you for noticing.
Me and Phil can entertain you over the course of the season.
Hey, so I haven't got. Sorry, Phil. I haven't got you guys making the playoffs. I haven't got Dolphins making the playoffs.
Do you mean Ravens or Niners?
Ravens.
Because you said
Oh,
Phil.
so you said Phil.
Shane.
I was
I
like,
meant
mate,
Shane.
you literally
Sorry.
put me in at 6, didn't you?
So I don't have Finns. I don't have Ravens. I don't have the Titans making the playoffs. I don't have Denver making the playoffs. I have 2 teams from the AFC West. I have.
How about you just tell us? How about you just tell us who did make the playoffs rather than just list all the teams that haven't?
I'm agreeing with Phil. I have the Jags scraping in.
Yeah.
The couple of games I've seen them play in the playoffs. Their first team looks really good, and Trevor Lawrence does look a better quarterback this year with a proper head coach who actually knows what he's doing and not getting lap dances off teenagers. I do think Las Vegas are an improvement this year, and I do think they will. I think they will get to the divisional, and I have us scraping in as well. I just think that Belichick knows how to get a team to the playoffs.
So just while we're here, David has said Saints, Chargers, Titans, and Colts.
Yeah, I think, and I haven't chosen my 2 sons' teams. I promise, because they're my sons.
Ollie, I don't know if you know, but it's just broke that Kittle's unlikely to play now the weekend.
Yeah, I pretty much gauged that from what have been said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be playing week 1.
I
still think they'll have enough to get past the Bears.
Your AFC Championship games, gentlemen.
Okay.
I'm going to go from top right to bottom right. No, top left, sorry. Bottom left, bottom right, then me.
So it's up to me now.
Ollie.
So I'm going to go from the wild cards. So I have the Chiefs to beat the Ravens, the Bengals to beat the Patriots, and the Chargers to beat the Colts on wildcard weekend. I then have the Bills to beat the Chargers, and I have the Chiefs to get their revenge and beat the Bengals. And then we have a repeat of that overtime divisional game, but this time it's at Orchard Park, and the Bills beat the Chiefs to get through to the Super Bowl.
Nice. John's wildcards are Chiefs, Patriots, Steelers, Vikings, Niners, and Cowboys, and Dave's gone Bengals and Bills. Shane, your AFC.
Right, I'm going to go with the Bills and the Raiders, I think. AFC Championship game.
Nice. Love that one. Phil, your AFC.
Bills and Raiders. But I think the Bills are going to beat them. I think the Bills will make their Super Bowl appearance. But yeah, Bills and Raiders are mine.
Well, John's going to love you two guys.
Has everyone gone Bills?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I've got a rematch of last year's epic, which was lost on a coin toss.
Same as me.
Yes.
Bills Chiefs.
Bills Chiefs in Orchard Park. I reckon Bills will be number 1. I could. I'm gonna hate to say it, but I could see Bills going undefeated. I really, really can. It is quite scary. NFC, Ollie.
What are the odds on that? Not bad shout at all.
So I have the Packers to beat the Saints, the Vikings to beat the Bucks, and the Niners to beat the Eagles. I then have the Rams to beat the Vikings, and we have that game again. We have the 49ers playing the Packers in the Super Bowl. And we all know, in the playoffs, we all know that's only one thing. And then I have the Niners beating the Rams in SoFi to go to Arizona against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Interesting. Shane, your NFC.
I'm going to go with the NFC Championship game, the Rams and the Vikings. I can see the Rams making a second consecutive appearance.
No one wants
It's so hard to run it back, isn't it? It's so hard to run it back. Phil.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll even have to face the Rams at any point in the playoffs. I'm going to go with the NFC game being between San Francisco and Green Bay. With us just continuing streaks, our continuing streak of just putting Aaron Rodgers to bed before the Super Bowl. And I think the Super Bowl is going to be an absolute epic between San Francisco and the Bills. I think it's going to be a really, really big game. It's going to be a great game as well.
That'll be a shootout.
Yeah,
I have San Francisco making the championship game.
Yeah, well, when we make the playoffs, we make the championship game.
I have you going to Minnesota.
Going to Minnesota.
I have you going to Minnesota. I think Minnesota could be a number 1 seed. I think they could be a number 1 seed. And I have Minnesota and Buffalo making the Super Bowl. Going to Arizona to make the Super Bowl.
Oh, God. The cold bowl. Oof.
Okay, I think we all have the Bills in our Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I think we should all just raise our hands if we have the Bills winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, go on then. Go on then.
That's 3 of us. The two on Carl and Schrager's has. If you don't know, that's me and Ollie. The two. Who have you got winning the Super Bowl then, Phil?
Phil has the Niners.
I have the 49ers. I can't, without going into a massive fanboy mode, I just think that the acquisition on defense, I think the acquisition on offense, I think sorting Debo out, looking absolutely on fire. Our O-line actually looks really good. Our run game has gotten better. Our defense has like proper Pro Bowl player like Fred Warner. We've got Bosa. We've got Armstead. Jimmy Ward is an absolute leader now. Our special teams have gotten so much better. I think it's the first time since probably the Harbaugh days when we nearly won the Super Bowl against the Ravens that we've had our most complete team. I mean, I can't really... Even our secondary has gotten considerably better with the players that we picked up in free agency. So
without going into fanboy mode, Phil.
I was going to say...
in terms of, I think that the only question mark around San Francisco is the quarterback position. And if Trey Lance isn't the guy now, well, it's okay because, I mean, as much as it will pay me to say this, but Jimmy is quite good at holding the coat. Like, he can hold the coat for someone that's going to be better than him in the future. And if it's not Trey now...
He looks after the rock.
Yeah.
He doesn't throw many ints.
I say he looks after the rock, mate. He, threw a couple of really costly interceptions. So he's good at holding the position until somebody... when he was in New England, he held the position until Tom could come back.
Yeah.
So...
Kelly's come in.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly's going for the Broncos to the Super Bowl, and I think she has actually put a bet on that as well, if I'm correct in thinking that.
If Russell Wilson,
I was going to say, what are the odds on the Broncos winning the Super Bowl this year?
If Russell Wilson makes the Super Bowl, I might be physically sick.
It's all right. Instead of handing it off, they'll throw it on the 1-yard line. He'll get picked.
He's such a cringe person as well. Like everything about him just makes me.
That's right.
What was country? That's right.
But the way that he said it sounded like he might as well just been anywhere else. He's in the shopping line.
Have you guys seen the video of Trubisky taking the mick out of him?
No.
So when Trubisky was doing his shot, he went, "Let's ride."
So John's got the Niners. Says if the Niners can win in Minnesota, then the Raiders can win Buffalo. I'm going Raiders Niners Super Bowl. West is best. I'm not saying anything to that one.
Not since the 80s of San Fran and Oakland been that good.
Las Vegas.
Who is your league
but they were
MVP?
Oakland in the
Who is your league MPV? Yeah, I've got Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah. We all go on Josh Allen.
Jefferson.
Nice. So who's your offensive player of the year then?
Must be the orange kits.
Hey, it must be. Who is So who?
Phil, the odds for Broncos to win the Super Bowl apparently is 16-1.
That's not bad.
Who are people's offensive player of the year? Ollie.
Jamar Chase.
Chase. Shane?
Josh Allen.
Phil's, I think you said Jefferson, didn't you?
I'm gonna have Justin Jefferson. I think
Yeah.
Minnesota could be massively open this year.
Yeah. Mine's JT. Justin Timberlake. Jonathan Taylor.
There's only one JT, Justin.
Wrong JT. Yeah.
Just a quickie. Going back onto like the league MVPs, I've just looked up. Do you know who was the last non-quarterback to win the MVP in a season? The last non-QB.
It was a running back.
It was a running back.
No, it was a running back.
Yeah, it was a running back.
It was.
Adrian Peterson in 2012.
Of course it was.
Our last 10 have all been quarterbacks.
Wow.
And so we've had Aaron Rodgers twice, Lamar, Patrick, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers again, Peyton Manning, and then in 2012 we had Adrian Peterson. That was the last non-quarterback to win the MVP.
It's mad, isn't it? It shows that it is. Yeah, it's mad. Defensive Player of the Year.
Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
I think so.
And yours, Shane?
Aaron Donald.
AD. I've gone for cornerback.
Jackson?
In LA, yeah.
JC Jackson.
JC. Superb in his last season in New England. I wish we held on to him because he was legit, probably the best cornerback in the league last season. By a mile.
Kelly's just come up saying not another Bosa fanboy.
He wants that record. He wants Straham's record. And
I know.
I think he could get it.
Yeah.
Who hasn't got Shane McDermott as Coach of the Year?
I got Sean McDermott.
That's what I meant, Sean McDermott. Shane?
So I had Sean McDermott, and then I crossed it out. Then I had Brandon Staley, and I crossed it out. And I finally settled on Nick Sirianni.
In Philadelphia.
I've got them winning their division. I think he's going to develop Hurts. He's going to develop Smith. He's gone and got AJ Brown, so I think Sirianni.
Nice. And yourself, Phil?
Oh God. I completely forgot about this. Come back to me.
Fair enough.
I nearly said Shanahan, but no, I'm not going to.
It's one of those things. I think this is Buffalo's. Yeah, they are the complete team. You know, they've got wide receivers, they've got running backs, they got O-line, they've got D-line, they've got corners, they've got linebackers. The special teams are awesome. You know, they've got Josh Allen, who is probably the best player in the league, which kills me to say that. And I hope we get absolutely annihilate him in week. Can't remember what week we play him now off the top of my head. But McDermott, what he's doing in Buffalo is building a scarily good team, and they're not doing what LA does, which is trading for him. Let's take him. Von Miller aside, but Von Miller's a free agent. Anyone could have picked him up. They are just getting better and better. Have you made up your mind yet, Phil?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mike McDaniel.
Dolphins. Former Niners OC.
So he was our OC. I mean, looking at some of the stuff that he would like, just some of his conferences, I think he's going to be really, really positive. He's going to bring a very positive energy to the Dolphins. And the Dolphins have been on a slow trajectory in terms of making themselves relevant again. And I think it was either going to be him or did I have Josh McDaniels as well? Because I think it also might be his time to shine.
My issue with Miami is their number one.
Tua.
Yeah. That is my big issue. There's too much.
Break for Tua.
Ollie really doesn't like Tua.
He's been given the keys to the Ferrari now. Let's see if he can drive it. I don't think he can. Come back.
I think going back onto Tua for a second. I think he's another quarterback that was drafted but not wanted, and every year they've looked to kind of like replace him or do something so he's kind of out of the way. And I think if it's not his season to show what he's worth, I mean, I think he'll be out of the league next year.
John's
Yeah,
right.
John,
John is
absolutely,
right.
they have recruited really well.
Yeah, Dolphins have recruited well, which is another
Like I
bit
said,
scary.
I think they're on the slow trajectory to being relevant again.
Dolphins have recruited well. Jets have drafted really well. Their first 4 picks was stupendous this year. Bills are scarily good, and Patriots have done Patriot stuff. Okay, so come back.
J.K. Dobbins.
Do you know what? I would go as far as say, as the team, we lost the last 6 games of the season last year. This is our comeback tour. And on a side note, might even be Baker's comeback tour as well.
So who do you have as comeback player? Baker.
Like you said, J.K. Dobbins. I genuinely think so.
I've gone for the King.
Henry.
I've got Derek as well. Yeah.
So we've got 2 Dobbins, 2 King. Nice. Can we look past a certain second pick for Rookie of the Year?
I actually have him as DROY.
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually have Pierce as Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
The running back.
The running back.
Only because I think Lovey's just going to give him the ball. He's literally just going to be running every single game. So I think you can count that well. Just because I don't think they have any other thing. I don't think they've got any other plays in their bracket.
Kelly's gone
other than
Hutch.
the run game.
Yeah, well, Kelly has a little love affair with Hutch, and she's probably got
Yes.
Drake London as OPOY too.
He's a good-looking bloke, and he can sing as well. He's got that same
Billie
kind of charisma.
Jean is not my lover.
I think he could be this generation's Watt. I think he could be this generation's JJ Watt, where he's going to be all over the place. I mean, he's a massive bloke as well. He's still got that American boy, kind of like strong jaw, blonde, blue eyes, kind of like.
Kelly's not impressed. You're giving away spoilers. So I did write Hutch down as DOPY, and I've written down as rookie. Could win both, yes, but I also really like Rodriguez, the 6th round pick in Rodrigo from Hard Knocks. He hits hard, and the fact that he was a 6th round pick and he's now like number one, he's the first choice wide linebacker in that team now.
Yeah,
he is going to be a very, very good rookie, and I think he's going to be really good. I have got Hutch Rookie of the Year. Shane, yourself.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, he's.
Do you have Hutch as Rookie of the Year?
Who do you have as a rookie? Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. Chris Olave.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Not bad.
Not bad. What about offensive Rookie of the Year?
Okay, offensive Rookie of the Year. Okay. Let me think about this one. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
What do you think? Shall I say mine?
Yes, please.
So I've got Traylon Burks as mine.
Titans wide receiver.
He's got to prove he's got big fills. He's got big shoes to fill in AJ Brown. I don't think he's going to fill AJ Brown's shoes, but I think he will have a good season.
He's got the body to fill it. Yeah. He's a big wide receiver. He's like 6'4", something like that, and he's built like a brick.
Yeah.
Shed house.
Go Romeo Dobbs then, the Packers wide receiver.
He looked good against the Niners.
Yeah.
My issue with wide receiver rookies in Green Bay is number 12 not throwing them the ball.
Yeah.
Number 12 has to throw the ball to someone, though.
He's got Lazard, he's got Cobb, he's got the tight end, he's got Jones as well. He will not pass the ball to them. I've gone for Bryce Hall, the running back in New York Jets.
I thought you liked Kenneth Walker more.
Do like Kenneth Walker. I just don't think Seahawks are going to have a good enough season for him to show how good he is.
Okay.
So I've gone for Bryce Hall. And yourself, Phil?
Sorry?
Your offensive rookie.
Oh, my offensive. It was going to be Pierce.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Phil, do you have a rookie? Do you have Hutchinson a Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, no, I had him as defensive rookie. And then I had him
Who do you have as Rookie of the Year?
Oh no, I didn't. I just literally did them as 2 different ones.
Okay.
Fair enough. Cool.
I mean, it was going to be both of them, so I was like, well, I'll just have them as both.
Fair enough. In about 4.5 hours,
Yeah, about
give or
that.
take, the NFL season starts in SoFi with the showing of the banner, and I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. The three teams aside, which games are you looking forward to the most?
So I'm looking forward to Thursday night just because I think it's going to be a absolute great thing.
It could be a Super Bowl matchup.
I'm actually looking forward to the two Sky games. I think Sky have got a really strong. They've got
Yeah.
They have the Patriots, don't they? Do they have the Patriots game?
Patriots and they have Green Bay.
Yeah, I think that both. I think both of those are very good interdivisional matchups for Week 1, and they're the games I'm excited to watch. And obviously prime time, and obviously Niners and Bears.
Phil.
I think I'm looking at Baker's revenge tour. I think
God, yes.
So much if I tell you this now, right? Unless he puts up and actually dominates the Browns, I think he could be done professionally after this. Like if he doesn't beat the Browns, who got rid of him because they didn't think he was good enough, if he doesn't beat that team, he could be done. But I think I don't know. I think his revenge tour is going to be so sweet for at least 1 week only. That's the one I'm really looking forward to.
I'm really looking forward to that as well. I'm really shocked that that's not Sky's game. Really, really shocked because I thought, it's like SQB. Unless it's CBS's D team that's running it.
I think there's two reasons why it's not the Sky's game. One, I think Deshaun Watson. I know he's not playing, but still. And two, Browns and Panthers aren't two of the biggest teams in the UK.
True. But anyone who follows NFL would want to go, let's see Baker absolutely shafted that team. I'm still thinking Baker throw for 300 yards and plus and 4 touchdowns that game. I would seriously say that. I am looking forward to seeing the Lions in full flow without John Harm talking over them every now and then. As we've said, I've come to like Dan Campbell over the last 4 weeks. I think he's brilliant.
And John, as good as that game is, it's not quite my game of the week.
You're okay. It's fine. You keep it.
Hey, what we're going to carry on our predictions of the season, our weekly predictions. As I'm just doing something very quick because I realised. So we've picked 4 games, 4 people, 4 games. We kept it like that. We have got Bills at the Rams, Jets at the Ravens, Browns at Panthers, Broncos at Seahawks, and Ollie's banker will be announced shortly. So we will pick a point each, game each. The game is just a winner. Whoever wins, if you get the correction, you get a point. End of season, add it all together. The winner will end up with a little star, like me, next to the name for reigning champion. Yeah. And I want to have 2. I want to have go all the way across with stars.
I sent you my hashtag for player pick champion.
Nah, maybe. Ollie, who are your 4 predictions out of the teams?
Bills, Ravens, Panthers, Broncos. 3 away teams. Is it Jets or Ravens? I thought it was Ravens or Jets. 2 home teams, 2 away teams.
Oh, I got the wrong way around. Okay. Shane.
I'm going to go Bills, my beloved Ravens. The Browns will pull it out, and the Broncos will have a field day over the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Did you just say the Browns?
I think so,
Bronx. You said Bronx. Yeah.
I said Broncos beat the Seahawks, yeah. And I think the Browns will beat Baker. Because Carolina have got nothing, as we've established. If like CMC, his bones are made of glass, after him they've got nothing.
I think glass is a bit strong for CMC. I always go paper.
I like him, don't get me wrong, favorite players, but he just cannot stay fit.
Best flipping player of the year. Do you guys remember that advert? The AWS where best flipping player of the year.
Phil.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bills, Bronx, Ravens, and Panthers.
Boring.
Oh, I mean, I could be controversial and say, see, you got Flacco going back to Baltimore, but I never rated Flacco to begin with, so I don't really think he's gonna do much. Taking on the defense of the Ravens, so
Don't worry, I'm just joking.
Oh, Phil's having fun with his laptop or his phone or something's fallen off.
Shane.
Shane, even. I'm going to get the names right eventually.
Guys, I'll come back as soon as I can.
So I'm going to be the only one who's going for LA tonight.
Clearly.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see it.
I would have gone for Jets if Zach Wilson was playing, but I am going to go for Ravens. I just think Zach Wilson gives that little bit of extra to them, mobility and all that. Panthers, because this may be the only game they win all season, but it's going to be Baker. I want to kick your ass across the pitch, and I am going for a Broncos win as well. So I've gone the same as my other half.
We have Kelly and John agreeing with Ollie.
I'm good. All good.
Ollie, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
About half an hour ago, maybe even less, you said you thought the Bills were going to go undefeated, and then you predicted the Rams to win tonight.
Ooh.
I did, didn't I? I just think tonight, I forgot they were playing tonight, actually, playing the Rams tonight. I just think that thing of, right, we've shown won that last season. Let's not lose on the night that we are revealing that I'm on about the flag, their banner. Interesting. How are they going to do that when they play the Chargers? That's going to be interesting. Well, when the Chargers are playing it so far. I just think that. Ollie, we are doing your banker series again.
Yes, I know. Less than 10 correct, and I have to do a forfeit.
Yep.
I think we stopped counting when I went 10-1 last season, didn't we?
Pretty much, yeah. So week 1, we've given Ollie a free hit, so he could choose whoever he wants to go for, and swing away.
I don't like making it too easy on myself.
True.
So I'm just gonna. So I think I'm going to go for someone I stood up for, and I'm going to take the Saints.
Nice. Cool. We've got a new feature this week, which Phil has come up with, and so it is over to Phil.
Can I do the voice? Because I've been working on it at school.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, boys and girls, this week in football, a revisit of some of the most amazing things that's happened in American sports in the National Football League. The first thing that happened on the 8th of September 1991, Bill Belichick recorded his first NFL win, which was a 20-0 victory over the New England Patriots, setting up a dynasty that would ultimately fail in Cleveland, but revisit itself years later in New England. I think that's pretty cool. His first game in charge was absolutely demolishing the team that he would actually become so
that is awesome.
Years and years
I actually didn't know that.
So I'm reading at the moment a book it's called NFL something. I'll show it, and it's all about these things. How what media said, like Belichick. Well, the first story is Belichick's is not going to make anything in New England. That kind of thing, and then it goes on to a story about it. And I forgot he was at Cleveland before he was at New York Jets.
Yeah,
and that is so cool. I love that. Love that one.
In at number 2, this is going back a ways. 1970, September 10th, the Super Bowl trophy is officially known as the Lombardi.
Nice.
1970 actually got changed. And this one, because it's my birthday next Tuesday, the last one of this segment, September 13th, 2009, Red Zone was first aired.
Yeah! 7 hours of
commercial-free football.
I cannot wait to hear those words on Sunday.
So yeah,
I'll be watching a kickoff.
Amazing first week in terms of football history. I mean, Bill Belichick, huge. Like, would we say he's the GOAT of NFL coaches? Is he a tier to himself?
Definitely in the conversation.
Bill Walsh.
It's Belichick and no one else now.
Bill Walsh and him next to each other, yeah. I mean, and then the Super Bowl trophy being named after probably the most recognizable NFL coach in history, Vince Lombardi. I just love Red Zone. I just love and adore Red Zone. So these are
who doesn't love Red Zone?
Moments.
Shane Hansen.
It's been a huge week. Yeah,
Scott
I absolutely love him.
Scott Hansen. Sorry, Shane. Sorry, Scott.
It's because he's been out of our lives for about 6 months.
I know.
I'm convinced he goes into like hibernation over the off season.
I've got ex-girlfriends I missed less than Scott Hansen.
Quality.
Awesome. I love that. We are gonna run with that week in, week out. So good luck in the off season, Phil.
Oh my God. It's gonna end up being like domestic crimes and things like that. Who got traded?
Oh God, yeah. I think they were helped each other, John. Bill is a good coach, but clearly Brady carried him. I think in Tampa, he had the weapons.
Yeah.
In New England, it was defense with a good offense, but it was that A-star defense with that B+ offense, I think.
I mean, just to kind of like go off and the Bill and Tom kind of thing, and especially like Ollie, you being a massive, New England fan. If Drew Bledsoe hadn't have got injured, would they have won the Super Bowl that year?
Interesting fact, he was available for the playoffs, and they still went with Brady.
Yeah, but Alex Smith was available in the Super Bowl for the 49ers. But
I just like to point out that John has said that he was joking.
No, you're not, John. You're a Raiders fan. No, you're not. Glad to have you back, John. Don't think we've got anything else this week, and I've noticed we've gone on for like 82 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been in the UK, it's a very somber day. We have lost our monarch after being 70 years on the throne. I'd like to say thank you to Shane and Philip joining us and joining the show and being part of the show now. We are going to say goodnight by playing our beloved national anthem. Good night and stay safe all.